Hey, welcome back, little fucking midgets. Today's another trade recap, and we'll do a trade analysis for tomorrow. As you guys probably saw on the news, tomorrow is a very, very big day for the U.S. economy. Tomorrow at 8:30, we have average hourly earnings monthly, and then we also have non-farm employment change. This right here, this is gonna hit us pretty hard. And my analysis on this, and I just heard another trader talk about this, is that on SPX or ES or really any NASDAQ or S&P 500 company, what will happen is usually on NFP, we will have a huge spike up above, sell stops and all that. And then if that bullish candle is the first candle we see on NFP, then the whole day would be bearish, okay? And then if we, it's vice versa. So we have a bearish candle, then the whole day would continue bullish. I'm pretty sure there's a 90% chance that's like that, and there's another 10% chance where it just keeps going. I want to talk really quickly about, the rest of this. So we have unemployment rates. That's still a huge thing. Really not a big slip because the previous and the forecast are exactly the same. Although for the non-farm employment change, you can see that the previous was 336,000 and the forecast is 178K. That is a huge spread. Huge. When you're comparing these, not a big spread, not a big spread, not a big spread. For this one, we're expecting a huge move on 8:30, and I would love to see that price action tomorrow at 8:30. Jumping on to ES here for the contracts, we're just jumping in the month real quick. I just want to show you guys kind of my idea, kind of thesis. So at the moment, I'm bearish. I'm bearish on the monthly, I'm bearish on the weekly, and I can be bullish and bearish on the daily. That should be understandable by everyone. But the reason I'm bearish on the monthly is because we had these three bearish candles be formed on the ES contracts here. I told this in an earlier video, and I told basically that basically the monthly can make these the highs and the wicks, and then it can be bought out or sold, and then come all the way back down to where we actually want to go is this magnet, right? Because we've already tapped into this weekly fair value gap, basically almost monthly fair value gap. This weekly fair value gap with the consequent encroachment of this low, I think we push lower. But there's also this great saying, you can't go lower until you go higher, right? And if you guys remember, on Wednesday, we had a lot of news. Tuesday, we also had news. And this news is mostly bullish. There's a lot of bullish news in here. And that makes, in FOMC was just a very driving factor for this. Not only FOMC press conference with Jerome Powell, but we also had a FOMC statement, and we had a very high impact news for federal fund rate, okay? So that was a lot of bullish impact news, which made the monthly go crazy, right? And that's why it looks so high right now. I can't remember the guy's name. I know I can probably find him for you. It's something Burry. And he shorted the S&P 500 for like $6 billion or more or less. I can't remember how much it was. But he does this every, I don't know how many years, but he did it last year, I believe. And he won a lot of money for his company. And he did it at the start of this year. He announced, I'm shorting S&P 500 again. I was like, oh, that's weird. We're currently bullish, but then I realized, are we really bullish? Here on the 3 months, it tells you a different story. This to me looks bullish as fuck because we end in a month, and this theoretically could be a doji. It looks like a doji candle, but we don't know that in a month, so we can't really make predictions now. It looks like a very good doji candle to then come back up and take out these highs. If that's the case, that's the case. You just got to go along with it. You can't predict price 24/7. But right now, in the current month that I'm in, I see this coming lower. Now, before it goes lower, it's got to go higher. But we've already been higher, so how high can it get? So the next weekly draw on liquidity for ES at this time, just remember we had this weekly bearish fair value gap being traded through, had the consequent encroachment here mocked out. At one point, we traded almost basically into it and then rejected right back off and then started selling. And then we started selling to our next draw on liquidity, which was the weekly fair value gap with its equal lows and consequent encroachment. And with that being said, price came down, traded like ticked away, but that's fine. We accept that. What we care about is the close of this candle right here, which is above the consequent encroachment. And then we had just a huge rally up on the weekly. And this really, like, to me, this is just news. This is all news. This is not like people buying. This is all news. This is all news action. So I'm expecting more news. I'm expecting more bullish price action up here. And I'm hoping that NFP drives prices higher and either maybe even takes these highs up here, right, for one last time, and just drives us even lower. Okay, that would be my analysis. Now, maybe I'm doing it too quick, and that's totally understandable. Again, I'm still learning. Maybe my analysis is too big, too sophisticated, too general. I don't know. I'm still learning, so I don't know, right? What I will tell you is on the weekly, we have a daily order block that I marked out here that could potentially be the next draw on liquidity right here. It's the candle before the big now move. I would like to mark this also as like the order block on this move. I don't know. I just marked the big candle right here because it looks like this candle respected it pretty well. So. And then also, yes, this weekly fair value gap, but also comes down into a daily. So, you know, these lows and these highs up here, I want to see possibly be taken out, right? What I don't want to see is price being so bullish that it takes out these highs and keeps going higher. That to me is a clear indication that we are going for way higher than expected. If this is continuing in a downtrend, right? If we're being realistic here, and it's continuing in a downtrend, I hate doing trend lines, but I just want you to like imagine this, right? If we're like in a downtrend, theoretically price, right? Theoretically, price would have taken, like, you know, it's in this area where it's like it can't come up here because then it just violates this whole trend line. It violates everything, right? So I would see it like last thing is like this fair value gap right here. That's where I see price like mitigating to, like, that's the very last like bearish like PD array I see it going to, and that's it. Like, that's all I can see it go to, unless I'm wrong, and if you can prove me wrong, please do so. I would love so. But that's like the last bearish run I can see, right? If price even attempts to break through these highs, it's game over for me. I'm out. You know, I'm not trying to trade any bearish things like that. Again, hence why I'm expecting bullish news tomorrow, but I'm also expecting a bearish move in the market. So bullish news pre-market, bearish market, or, you know, when market is open. So for SPX, basically the same story. Yeah, basically the same story. Again, on the month, right? Let me hide this for a second. On the month, 3 month is the same, right? We have that doji. Really don't know where it could be going. You know, this is a bullish doji, but it could also be a doji that got bought back up and then is now going to sell back off. Who knows? We still have a month and 27 days to go. Who knows, right? Who knows? The monthly. Again, we're still in the previous month like consolidation zone, right? Because this is monthly's high, monthly's low. So really, what we might be doing is hitting this wick, right? And if we're smart enough, we could draw this and get the range of this wick. Oh, there it is. And you could go to the weekly and you say, okay, well, that range of that bullish wick is this. Where's the consequent encroachment? Or it's right here. You know, the 0.5. Let me mark it real quick. This is very confusing even for me. Okay, so there's the consequent encroachment of that wick. OT can go. And so you're like, okay, weekly fair value gap is right here, right? Boom, bam, you have this. Okay, so notice how the consequent encroachment of this bullish wick here is right at the fair value gap close. So theoretically, you would want to see price theoretically tap into this, maybe trade a little bit above consequent encroachment, and then come back down. The only thing is with NFP, I really doubt that's going to be respected because we are so, like, pretty sure we are, yeah, we are basically 30 pips away from hitting that consequent encroachment of the bullish wick, which is all basically consolidation right here. I'm also seeing this as manipulation. I have this on NQ, and I'll go back to this in a second. But NQ, I'm seeing this as accumulation down here, right? When we hit that weekly fair value gap under consequent encroachment. Then we had manipulation above, and now we're going to have, hopefully, I'm hoping that the manipulation actually takes us, I'm hoping that this manipulation takes us above like these highs up here for NFP, and distribution takes us down all the way, just one leg down, and fill this weekly fair value gap. So that's like the AMD setup. Am I doing it wrong? I don't know, but this is clearly something that you can't miss. We've been bullish like this forever. It's time to come back down now, right? But the real question is, when do we come back down, right? So again, consequent encroachment right here. We have these resting highs right here that hasn't been liquidated. This one would be the most recent. These ones, most recent. All these. So right now on SPX currently, where was this? Okay, so daily fair value gap here. This would be now a balanced price range, marked as a BPR, and we're gonna mark that in orange. Why the fuck is it so big? What in the world? Fuck did I do? Oh, maybe not. Let's make that black. There you go. That's probably better. Okay, so that's a balanced price range now. So what I'm expecting now, obviously with this price action, I'm expecting price to move lower into this balanced price range and to push higher into these resting liquidity area. So we're going to mark that out in blue. So there's one right here. I'm going to do, right, because this is buy side liquidity. Liquidity. Okay, so that's buy side liquidity. There's also one little buy side liquidity up here, but I'm not going to count that right now because that is also the top of this fair value gap, which I will mark out later in my night analysis. Again, weekly fair value gap here. Yes, don't need that so big. This really will be all what happens tomorrow. We've already gone over this. QQQ, kind of same price action. This QQQ really surprised me, and this was like, wow. I need to understand why these fucking shit is on my chart, because sometimes I don't have a clue on why some shit is on my chart. I do not understand. There's just a big ass fair value gap here, and I have no clue where this came from. So bear with me. Pretty sure it's on the 4 hour. It's gotta be on the daily then. It's a daily fair value gap. That's what it was. No, it's not. What the fuck? I don't know. Anyways, I had a bunch of stuff set up, and as you can see, it just broke through all my levels. But you can see the perfect price reaction on QQQ with this, with that weekly fair value gap. As you saw, yeah, we came into this consequent encroachment. We tapped the consequent encroachment, and then notice how we traded above, and we tapped also in these weekly highs of that fair value gap. And then we showed very strong bullish price action. And QQQ, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not seeing, the only liquidity I'm seeing is up here. Is this swing low, which is 2 weeks previous highs. That could be a problem, because that is a very high, that's a very big candle if we're going to do that. That's going to be a very big move for NFP. I guess we're going to have to see. Let's see what DXY did today. I did not really, okay, so this was liquidity I had marked out pre-market, just relative lows too. Guess we swept that and didn't really do much out of there. DXY looks like it's consolidating. And actually, fun fact, look at this. And hence why I'm also bullish on the month, or bearish for the month on, what's called, on SPX and S&P 500, is you have this. And this is also like a 50-50 because I'm still learning, is you have this huge bearish move, right? So for SPX, this is all bullish. So this is a move up. Then you have your accumulation, right? So this would be move up, and then you're like at the top, and then you move manipulation. You move this down, right? And I believe we're still going down. Because if this is what's going to happen and be distribution, then SPX would be going back up. Right? If that makes sense. It's all red. I know I didn't want to change the colors, but that means that DXY, what I really want to see DXY do tomorrow, and hopefully does this tomorrow, is it just runs up bullish. Yeah. Well, basically, what I want to see tomorrow with NFP, what I really want to see on NFP is a drop down, like a huge drop. Let me delete these. Those look stupid. What I really want to see is a drop down, a very big like black candle right here, boom. Taking out all this liquidity down here, all this consolidation, boom, and then just trade all the way back up. So that move down makes us go up on SPX, and then that coming back up makes us go back down. And that's where I'll be entering bearish puts on SPX, right? That's what I'm hoping to see. Is that what's going to happen? Maybe. I have no clue. I have no clue. Also, I just wanted to bear with me here. Oh yeah, just point out something like today, as you can see, like let's just look past, let's look in the past. You might be wondering why I have these lines up here, and these are called like session highs and lows. So the Asian high and low is the white, and the London high and low is the green, and the New York high and low is the red. As you can see, I'll go back to here. New York high is created, taken out. New York high is taken out. New York low is taken out. New York high is created, taken out. London low 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 is created, taken out. London high is created, taken out. London low is created and was never seen again. It's gone. New York low was created, never seen again. And the only part we created was the Asian session. This little fucking manipulation right here, and then the whole fucking distribution after. Yeah, that's what happened with the sessions. That's why, again, today I had a bearish trade in mind, and it didn't really work out the way I wanted to. It hit some kind of consequent encroachment somewhere around here, and it just like wicked back down and then wicked right back up. So if I were to get in the trade, it would have taken me out, unfortunately. So that's that with that. What else do I have? I really went over it with everything, really. Let's see. I will still have the AMD set up here. Price is running above these highs. As you can see, it's like literally taking all these highs. Let's see on the weekly for NQ. What is I guess it was the draw. Oh yeah, man. These highs are the draw. Because look, on NQ, right, this fair value gap has been filled already, but not SPX. So if the draw is above these highs, man, we're gonna wow. This is gonna be a very strong NFP. Wow. I'm just hoping. What I'm hoping is that this comes back down. Like hence this, right? Like this is what I'm basically seeing. Like this right here on the monthly. Is this right? The move down, the move up, maybe another leg up, or so, and a dump back down to another level. So what I'm seeing is move down, move up, 1-2 candles, take out previous week's high, stuff like that, come back down, take out previous week's high, come back down. Right? The hard stop would be up here. The hard stops would be like, okay, if you get past this level, we're going to have a problem because price is not supposed to be up here, right? What I will agree on is this. This is fine. This, if we see this is fine. But if we see a move higher than this is where like, okay, yeah, you need to fucking chill. So I want to see price on NQ want to reach into these zones up here and to grab whatever kind of liquidity, hopefully this top line up here, grab that liquidity and then come back down. But if I see a move up into these levels where we're not supposed to be at, then that's where I say, okay, let me take a step back from the market for a couple weeks. Let me just analyze what price action is doing. I'm not trying to take a trade. I'm just watching, right? So actually, we can, now that I'm predicting this, the manipulation, we could actually put this up here and change this a little bit. Distribution. This is going to be a long distribution. That's the thing. This is going to be a long distribution. Okay. So that would be the plan. That would be the trade. And I'm not looking forward. Theoretically, tomorrow I could go bullish. It 100% could go my way. 100%. But that's gambling. And I will admit it, that right there is gambling. But doing analysis, reading the news, understanding the news action, understanding the price action, and understanding what's going on in the market right now, that's not gambling. That's gambling, kind of. That's kind of gambling. You're kind of good at gambling, if that makes sense. But knowing that you're putting your money on something that could turn your account into gold or turn your account into fucking bread, no, that doesn't make sense. NFP or news, high impact news can ruin your day, can ruin your life, can ruin your fucking account, can ruin everything that you own. It could ruin your life, and I mean it. Especially if you have a big contract or lots of money in NFP, you're going to lose it all. Or you might make it, or who knows. But that's the gamble. That's the gamble, unfortunately. That's the gamble. What I try to do is I try to make that gamble a little less risky and more understandable on my part, right? So if something doesn't make sense when I'm gambling, I stop the gambling. That's really how easy it is. I gamble all the time. Yeah, putting money in the stock market theoretically is gambling if you don't know what you're doing. But who says I don't know what I'm doing? I do. I don't. What the fuck? What the fuck? I've been to Wall Street once. I've been to the New York Stock Exchange once. The way they trade is a whole different way that I'm trading right now. Does that mean that I suck? Does that mean I don't know how to trade? No. But let me remind you of one thing and one thing only. I'm still learning. I'm not a professional. Never said I was. Well, yeah, professional gambler. But it's a fucking joke. Like, take a joke, guys, at one point. I'm still learning. I'm a student in this fucking game. I'm a student. Right? And students make mistakes all the time. But the best students learn from those mistakes and improve. That's what I'm doing. I've made mistakes. I will make more mistakes in the future. But the sooner that happens, the better. Because the sooner those mistakes happen, the sooner I can get working on those mistakes and refining my strategy on how to solve all my problems. The sooner I will turn profitable. Hopefully. If I get lucky. No. Not if you get lucky. No, you should know. You should know how to turn profitable. You should know yourself by now. I've been trading and trading, I don't even mean trading. I've been fucking looking at charts for more than 2 years now. For more than 2 years. I'm pretty sure basically coming up on 3 years now. I started basically early freshman year, and I'm a junior now. That's basically 3 years. Two full years, I'll say there. So for 2 full years. And I want to say I actually started taking it seriously and like actually starting to understand it and making sense for just 1 year. So I still have I have still 1 more year to go. 1 more year to go. Does that mean I make it in 1 more year? No, not at all. But for me, the limit is in 1 year, if I don't become profitable or I'm not understanding this where I can explain it to someone in a very analyzed and advanced manner, I will enlist in the U.S. Army, right? That's the plan. pretty much, right? Or, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to Sweden and take pictures of fucking goats. You know, why the fuck not? Anyone can do whatever they want, okay? I'll do that. Okay? But what I'm saying is I'm still learning. The things I post here on YouTube are for my education, right? They're for yours too, but that doesn't mean that you can go in my videos and be like, oh, he said this, I should do that. No, I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to give my advice on what I think. And I'm also here just for me. I'm here to look back at these videos in the past and to learn from this, because what if right now I'm making a huge mistake and then I look back in the past, in the future, whatever, and I look back at these videos and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? What the fuck was I doing here? Let me improve on that. Boom. Done. That was my whole idea. That was my whole point. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Hence why I'm posting these videos, right? So yes, maybe this video is 40 minutes long, but if you watch it to the very end, congratulations. I won't give you a fucking sticker, because this is really not fucking hard to do. Really not hard. You just listen to someone fucking yap for an hour. Who gives a shit? This is not even for you. You can click off the video. You don't even have to watch this. This is not even for you. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here. This is not for you. This is for me. Right? Have a good night. See you tomorrow.